So I'm Farah Moise,
And I'm Elnice Moise.
and together we are She's of the Earth. Welcome to our channel. So today we are at beautiful Titirangi Beach. Titirangi Beach. It's about 5 minutes from our flat in Newland, Auckland. So let's just get a view.
We climbed all the way out here.
We climbed all the way out here from all the way over there. And now we are sitting in this beautiful beach on top of some isolated rocks. That's our water bottle. There's no littering. It's just our water bottle. Yeah. So because we absolutely love traveling and going to awesome locations like this, we thought about sharing our top 10 ways to find the cheapest possible flight to anywhere in this world without having to have a credit card or frequent flyer cards
And
or
yes, that
anything
means
like that.
it's possible.
It is surely possible. So right now we'll share our top 10 tips for the cheapest flights. Ready? So the number one travel tip that we can share with you is being flexible. Being flexible on your time, your date, and where you're going. And the reason why that's so important is because sometimes the day that we want to travel is the most expensive day. So using something like Kayak, it's really good for that. Other websites do it too, but Kayak is so good for that because they have an Explorer button that you can pick the current city you're in. So you'll take the airport and it'll tell you the cheapest flights to anywhere in the any destination. Google Flights also do this. So using that, you can really budget out better because if you have a specific destination in mind, then you have to be flexible as to the time and the date that you're going because those really matter with the budget. But if you are a free person and you don't have a specific destination, then all you have to do is say where you are currently and maybe what area of the world you're willing to go next. Being that flexible can save you so much money because the difference between an hour and a day is hundreds of dollars. So be as flexible as possible and make sure that you're always getting the best bang for your buck.
Number 2, travel light. Now, I know we've all heard this before, and it's so difficult because when you're going on vacation, you want to get those really good shots. You're going to want to bring every single pair of shoes, hat, scarf, all the earring packet, the purse. But I'm letting you know, it's not always the best for you when you're looking on a way to save money or travel on a budget. Because first of all, 9 times out of 10, when you get to your location, you're going to want to buy things there anyway. So when you bring a whole bunch of stuff, it doesn't really leave you much room to get all your knickknacks and paddywhacks and funky shoes and clothes that you want to get when you go to this new destination. Number 2, airlines will charge you extra money for more baggage, and if you can fit everything that you're going to be traveling with inside of a carry-on, think of all the money that you're going to save. That could be $60 to $100 depending on some airlines for one suitcase. Some even charge for your carry-on.
Yep. So number 3, always double check the currency of your country. So if you're going to another country where they're using a different currency and the currency exchange is so much better than where you are, then book in that currency. For example, if you are in the US and you're trying to book a trip to India, pay in rupees. Because if you pay in rupees, the currency exchange is going to be a lot better than your American dollars. So being that you can always find cheaper flights using the actual website of whatever country that is. And that slight currency exchange is so important because although it seems like it's a lot more money, it's not as much compared to US dollars or euros. So just double check the currency and make sure that it matches your spending. Just be sure because sometimes your bank will charge you a currency conversion fee, but even with that, it's still often
Cheaper,
less.
yeah.
So just make sure you're always double checking that currency status.
Okay, number 4, be patient. A lot of times they always tell you, oh, if you want to get a good ticket price, book way in advance. That is not true. Actually, most times you're getting your best price when you're booking anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks in advance of a trip. So what that means is that you should go and you should be signing up to these search engines or these places that you're using, and they're going to start sending you price alerts. And that's how you can really start buying your tickets in advance, is by letting this place know that you're looking for the tickets in advance. So then by the time you are prepared to purchase that ticket, you might get a price alert, and that ticket that cost you $350 has now dropped to $98 for a return flight as well. And that happens.
So number 5, You always want to make sure that you're using the best search engines. You want to make sure that you're using search engines that also have budget flights. So my favorites, Skyscanner, Airfare Watchdog, Momondo, those ones are really, really nice, especially for overseas flights. And the reason why it's so important to make sure you have that is because not all search engines are created equal. A lot of them, actually, you're going to use the search engine and they're going to charge you an extra fee just for using that search engine. So some of them, though, they include budget airlines and you don't have to pay that extra fee. So be really careful as to what search engine you're using. Do your research on it, because although they might have the cheapest flights, at the very end, when you total everything up, they might add some random fee that you were not prepared for. So making sure Skyscanner is so good, Airfare Watchdog, Momondo. I'll link a couple on the description below so you know exactly where to find your cheapest flights. But really do your research on your search engines and be sure that you're not always booking the ticket at the search engine. Sometimes they're just there for searching. You can actually often find cheaper tickets on the actual airline website.
Yeah.
So be sure that you do your research and search on the search engine, but always refer back to the airline website to make sure you find the best ticket possible.
Number 6. So a lot of times when you go and you buy a ticket, especially if you're not doing a direct flight, you'll always see that your ticket has a layover somewhere else. So this is what this is about, and you want to buy your tickets separately. If you see that you're going to get a flight and your flight is going to take you and you're going to have a layover in Sydney before you get to Auckland, you might want to actually just go and look for ticket prices that's going to bring you to Sydney. You might find that they're a lot cheaper and that when you go and you lay over in a city, there'll be some hidden travel fees or city fees that's involved in that. So if you go and you buy your ticket from X location to Sydney, then go to Sydney and go onto an airline there and look for another ticket from Sydney to Auckland, and you might end up saving yourself quite a bit of money.
Number 7, stay loyal to an airline. And I mean that. If you are used to traveling one particular airline, you want to stay loyal to them. You want to subscribe to their newsletters, keep up with their deals and their news and anything else that they want to send you, any promotions. Why? Because they always benefit those people who have stayed with them and have traveled the longer distance with them. So if you are used to United Airways or maybe Air New Zealand or maybe Emirates, because you know you're a baller and you can do that, stick to them, because they're gonna give you all the best promotions first, and your loyalty means so much to them because they can always guarantee that you'll use them to travel elsewhere. So they're always more likely to give you that little discount that you might not have known about. So stick with an airline and be loyal to them. Subscribe, and I know it's annoying to receive all those emails, but you'll be surprised how many promotions are in there right now.
Especially when you are looking to go somewhere, those will be the ones that you'll be looking at, so don't ignore them in the meantime.
Stay loyal.
Okay, so number 8, you want to make sure, I know it seems like it's expensive and it seems almost unrealistic, but sometimes these can be the most helpful people. Travel agents, they always are in your mall, they're always just in local places, and I know you pass by them and you see them all the time, and you can find them in many different neighborhoods because they're out there. You need to find a travel agent, especially if you're having a hard time finding bargain tickets or finding hotel, flight combo, car deals. They're the people who really have access to a lot more search engines and databases than we do. So when you come and you contact them, they'll be able to give you some of that information that you're really looking for. Don't deny it.
So number 9, you always want to make sure that you're searching for the ticket on the cheapest time and day possible. Using things like Kayak Explorer, Google Flights, Skyscanner, you're able to track the time and day that is the cheapest to buy the tickets. It's usually around Tuesday at 9 a.m. or really late in the morning, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna find the cheapest tickets. But also remember the cheapest time and days to travel. The cheapest days are always Tuesdays and Wednesdays. The most expensive days are always Fridays, Saturdays, and the holidays. So just make sure you understand what days you are traveling and try to book the cheapest time possible to travel.
Number 10. So number 10 is to make sure that you are searching in secret. So what that means is that when you go on your computer and you open up your browser, there should be an option that allows you to make your screen or browser screen incognito. And basically what this means is that other people or your search engine is not always going to be able to tell that it's you that's searching. In addition to that, you always want to clear your cookies and your cache because that information gets saved. And so when you go and you research if you go on I don't know, what's a website? Kayak. If you go on Kayak and you say, hey, I want to find the cheapest tickets from here to Canada, and then you go back there an hour later, your browser is going to say that you had searched to go look at tickets in Canada. So they're not going to give you the most updated prices. They're going to know that this is something that you want to do, and then for that, charge you more for it.
Bonus tip. So if you are really, really flexible, one thing you can do is not fly at all. Sometimes it's just cheaper for you to drive or take a train or take a
bus.
Yeah, take a bus. Sometimes it's so much cheaper that way. So always double check your options, especially if you're doing domestic flights. Sometimes a train or a bus can go there. You'd be surprised where you can go on a $10 bus.
We got a $6 bus from New York all the way to Chicago.
Yep.
$6.